Heyo and welcome to the Planet Plipcam channel for a coaster spotlight. Now today we are getting into the summer mood with a somersault triple looping coaster which is now available on the Xbox Frontier Workshop. If you haven't been able to tell already, this is created by the king of custom signs in the Planet Coaster console version. It is Shapstick. Ross Shapland has created this. And it is actually his first ever custom support effort, so he's done that on the whole of the coaster, and I'm going to give you 3 POVs to get you into that summer mood. So just before we go and explore this coaster, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also make sure to turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any of my other videos. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, let's start looking around this wonderful creation. So you can see that the first thing that you are greeted by in this blueprint is this somersault shaker. So you have the condiments that you have on your table, and this is just the salt shaker that you would have, and it's also got its brilliant effects. You can see to the bottom right, it's got the snow, it's like this falling snow, the spray, one of those effects, and that is coming out, I think, the vintage round the base of that screen that you get in the vintage pack. So that's a nice touch instead of using the basic shapes, which can be a little big. And then it's obviously topped off with all of the glass, so well done with that one. A really cool piece of theming that wouldn't be too high a budget. Obviously having these sprays going off all the time, maybe it would be timed in a real park. But again, this kind of coaster, it's all to do with the realism. I could see it being in a real park, as it isn't too much wacky theming. And it's also got some of the realistic supports also, which we'll have a look at later. I really like the wait time and queue line little touches, and you also have on the floor, you had a sign sync to here, and lots of creators actually do this on the PC version of the game, but it's brilliant to see some people starting to do this on the console version, as it's much easier to place these kind of blueprints when you know exactly where to sync it to, and it's been perfectly put together with all of this kind of plaza. It's got all of those roof tiles which really theme in it all, like with the queue. One of my favourite things to do in the game is kind of the queue interaction with the coasters, and that's certainly incorporated here with this kind of glass, which does carry on the theme of the salt shaker. It's like you're almost going into one, and you can look up and get some great views of the coaster. So you've got one coming over here. I'll try and get a good shot of it. It's always difficult with the camera work. But you can see it going over there. Imagine being in this queue line in real life. It'd be so much fun to see that. And you can see it going through all of the 3 loops. So then you can see the rest of the queue line on the floor. It's themed nicely with these fences, but when I was placing down the queue line, it was a little bit difficult. So maybe some instructions on the blueprint, maybe I missed that on the workshop, but I did have some troubles. You can see that it's all been rounded off as well with these beam pieces, I think. And then you've got the nice artwork on the floor, which was certainly a big feature of Wolfgang Heights, which I did review on this channel. And you've got all of these custom supports. So I do like how it is all open. I think maybe if you were going to turn the queue, the fences on your queues, then you would get more segregation, as obviously you could easily skip the queue around here. On the right, you've got some more kind of ventilation. That's nicely done with the chain link fence and some of the sci-fi panels. And then again, you head through these sunshines. Now, these are done by using the musical notes, and that's some good realism. You wouldn't just have some basic shapes just floating in the air. You would have them attached. So I do like how that's been done. And then you can just see at the top here, the queue line. I did have some troubles. I did try going back and forth, doing it from the start of the station and then going down to the entrance and vice versa, but it was quite difficult to do, but maybe that's just me being silly. So you've got the station here, you can see car 1, car 2 and etc. With all of your bays for the loading of the coaster. Not too themed in here, but I do like that, it's very generic for just a coaster. It is not too high a budget, which is perfect for many realistic parks. Then you've got these indents here, these alcoves, where you could have some baggage storage maybe just fling your bag or your shoes down there if you're wearing flip-flops for some reason at the theme park. And yeah, we are going to now have a ride on this coaster. So there is your first person view of this ride. We're going to give you two more point of views here, and I'm just going to touch on some things that I really like about this coaster. You can see the custom supports at the top of the lift hill there. That's really neat, and I think you've done a really good job of theming this coaster with the custom supports and then the realism with the scenery too. So well done there. The starts for this coaster, it's 616 meters long, and the vertical G-force max is 5 Gs and the max lateral is 3.29. So always it's hard to get the G-forces down in this game, but maybe it could be lowered a little bit. But as I've been watching today Tommy CM's video, which you definitely go and subscribe to on YouTube, stats aren't always representative of how good the ride actually is. So if the guests are going to ride it, then yeah, fair enough, it is good to have the stats, but it's always nice just to have a coaster that you think is good. And then also I really like the theme. I'd like there to be a fish and chip shop near this. It just has that kind of mood to tie into that summer salt kind of vibes. And then another thing to note is that you've got the ride camera there as well. You can imagine there being a souvenir shop, and maybe if you were going to expand on this blueprint, I know pieces are tight on this one, you could have some kind of photo booths for that. But apart from that, this is a really top quality coaster. So that wraps up the video. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. Thank you to Shapstick for letting me review this coaster. If you have enjoyed it, then I would really appreciate a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel so you don't miss out on more Planet Coaster console videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.